So question set number 7 for your do now. Ooh, triangles, and 2 of them are not right angled. 1 of them is though, so that's nice. Yep, well, it's all written in there what you need to do. So off you go. You got 5 minutes starting now. Go at everything. Don't skimp on this. You have a go at all these questions, even if it's guesses. Done. Blast off. Right, let's just shut that curtain so I can actually see the screen. Okay, calculate the length of side BC. Now that is BC. It's this side over here. Let's call that little a because it's opposite that one. This is not a right angle triangle. I have two sides and an angle between. That means I'm going to be using the cosine rule. So a squared equals b squared plus c squared. Yeah, Murphy's trying to tell me what the cosine rule is. Come on, Murphy. Yeah, I know what it is, thank you. I don't need to know. Right, b squared plus c squared minus 2bc times by the cos of a. So if we're going to put some numbers in here, obviously a squared is, let's do it all in one calculation actually. I don't want a, I want a squared. So I'm going to do the square root of all of that. I'm going to put it in my calculator. Now b and c, it doesn't really matter which one's which. On here, because they've labelled A, B and C, I'm going to put them this way round. But B and C, it wouldn't actually matter which way round you put them. But it's going to be 14 squared plus 17 squared minus 2 times 14 times 17 times by cos of the angle, which is 118. It's the angle between the two sides. I know, Murphy, it's right, I can work it out myself, it's fine. So 14 squared plus, I did turn my mic back on, didn't I? Yeah, good. Plus 17 squared minus 2 times 14 times 17 times by cos of 118. Square root all of that, so we get a side, and I've got to think, is this reasonable? Yes, it is. To one decimal place, it didn't say to do that, so you might have rounded it slightly differently. So 617, etc., etc. So I'm going to go for one decimal place, 26.6 centimeters, because that's what it's all in. Yeah. Goodbye. What have you got there, Murph? You've got a nail file. Okay, very good. That'll keep your teeth shorter. Right, 2. Calculate the length of angle x. Oh god, you must have looked at that and thought, what an idiot. Calculate the size of angle x. Again, we've got a non-right angle triangle, so it's going to be either cosine rule or sine rule. I'm trying to work out this angle down here. Oh, I've only got two sides though, but I do have like two pairs of sides with angles. That side with its opposite angle, that side with its opposite angle. So I'm going to use the sine rule, and I'm trying to find the angle x. So I'm going to put that one on top. So sine of x divided by the side opposite it, which is 32, will be the same as sine of the other angle, 33.9, divided by its opposite side, which is 20. A little bit of rearranging to do, so where are we going? Sine of x equals 32 times by sine of 33.9, all divided by 20. But I don't want sine of x, I want x. So it will look like this. X equals inverse sine. So we press shift. If we're trying to find an angle, they get shifty. We press the shift to get this inverse sine, but of the same thing. 32 times by sine of 33.9, all divided by 20. Shut the bracket. Shut that bracket. It's a classic 70s TV game show catchphrase. Not catchphrase, it was a catchphrase from another show. Yeah, good. I'm just typing in my calculator, by the way. I haven't gone quiet on you. And the answer to that one is up to one decimal place, 63.2. It's 63.1754. So I'm going to round it to one decimal place again. 63.2 degrees. 3. Write down the exact value of tan of 60. So if you use your little sort of, not a cheat thing as such, but a little helper, put a big square root in, and we get 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. And the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, all divided by 2. Now, obviously, tan doesn't appear in there, but we know that tan of an angle is the same as sine of an angle divided by cos of this same angle. All right, so let's find sine of 60 and divide it by cos of 60. Now, sine of 60 is √3 over 2. And we're going to divide that by cos of 60, which is √1 over 2, which is just 1, isn't it? It's a half. Right, keep flip change. I will have, well, let's properly do that. √3 over 2 times by 2 over 1. So we've got 2 √3 divided by 2, which just equals √3, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. So it's just √3. So that is my answer to the first bit. You could, of course, just learn all the values and write them down. Then find the exact area of the triangle. Now, to do area, I need to do base times height divided by 2. Now, I don't know what the base is. Let's put B for base. But I could use some SOHCAHTOA to work this one out. You'd have had to work pretty quick to do this in the 5 minutes. But then, of course, I'm having to explain as well at the same time. So that is opposite the angle. This one is adjacent. That one is the hypotenuse. And we don't need the hypotenuse. I'm using O and A, which means tan. It's TOA. And my triangle looks like this. Tan, A, O. I'm trying to find the opposite side. So I'm going to mentally cover up that bit. I'm left with A divided by tan. So B, this side B, is equal to the side A, which is 5 √3, divided by the tan of the angle. Now, tan of the angle, it's 60. Let's just write that down. So tan of 60, but I know that tan of 60 from the first part of the question is √3. Which means 5 √3 divided by √3, well, they cancel out the √3s to leave 5. So this side is equal to 5. So the area is equal to base, which is 5, times by the height, which is 5 √3, divided by 2, which is 25 √3, 5 lots of 5 √3. So 25 √3 divided by 2. And that is probably the simplest it is going to get. Let's just double check that. Well, I know I'm right. I don't know why I'm doubting myself here. Divided by 2. Yeah, just leave it like that. That is the exact area. We don't want any decimals in that because it said exact. Any decimals will involve rounding. And so it is not exact. They need you to work with surds when you see that. That's why surds are so awesome. And fractions as well. Fractions are your friends. Surds are your associates. Bye-bye.